Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, John, and we've got...
We got the Dominican Dream, baby. This is Papi Plátano.
There he is. And we've got the host of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. We've got...
I am the notorious one. I am Dom. Boom. I'm going to do another boom because we going head to head today. WCW Monday Nitro, WWF Monday Night Raw. Abel chose WCW Nitro. John chose Monday Night Raw. John, tell us, why did you choose Monday Night Raw?
Because I am a diehard WWF fan. All the way from back in the day. I got bullied for it in BDJMS. That's Benny Dover Jackson Middle School. To all you J-Brones out there. Yeah, I got bullied for wearing WWF merchandise. Take that, whatever your name is, bully that liked Hollywood Hogan in the NWO. I'm sick of your creed. I'm sick of your kind. I'm sick of Creed 2, that movie, that sequel. I didn't like it so much. I'm sick of all you guys. All right, so that's why I chose the WWF Monday Night Raw, September 22nd, 1997. It was an incredible episode, but I defer to my opponent for this evening, the poppiest of Platinos. Poppy Platino. Let's go with Nitro first today, guys.
Ooh, Nitro today. All right, so Nitro takes off in Salt Lake City, Utah, and 2 weeks ago, we did Fall Brawl 1997, so this is the follow-up after this, 2 weeks later.
Yes, it is.
So we got Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, and Larry Zbyszko on commentary, and we kick off the show with Eric Bischoff coming to the announce table talking shit to Larry Zbyszko for his actions. So I'm assuming after Fall Brawl 1997, I'm assuming it was a taped Nitro, because everything just playing out during this episode right here.
Yeah.
All right.
So are you trying to say advanced booking and creative control can be beneficial than having to do a live show every week where anything can change all the damn time?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Eric Bischoff comes out and he says, basically, Larry Zbyszko interferes again with the NWO, there will be a problem. Then Tony gets up and Larry says he has footage of the Great American Bash and Hall and Nash took out Bischoff. And they show the footage of Scott Hall punching Eric Bischoff in the gut, powerbomb through the table. That was a year earlier. Great American Bash. Wasn't that in D.C., Maryland?
It might have been in D.C., yeah. I wasn't a WCW guy. Well, not a loyalist like you were, but with Hall and Nash going over, I was like, let me go see what's on the other channel. Click.
I was a loyalist the first hour, because that second hour, I tuned in the Monday Night Raw.
I think we all were.
Hell yeah. That's how you do it back in the day. So our opening match, we have Silver King. Strat facts, who's Silver King?
Luchador.
All right, you're right about that one. Overweight Luchador. Taking on Rey Mysterio Jr.
I wouldn't say overweight, but he was bigger than that normal cruiserweight you're used to seeing. He had more of that fucking Alberto Del Rio kind of look to him, I felt.
He had the face like Del Rio and the body like Ricardo. There you go. That's Silver King.
He was an athletic big man. I give him that. I was not expecting that. So let's get into it.
All right. So Rey Mysterio comes down to the ring. Rey Mysterio takes his mask off, give it to the fans. I always wonder what he said to the kid. You know, take the mask off. What do you think he said? I heard he cursed a few fans out a couple times. You agree?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No way. I think back then he was just trying to, promote, because in Mexico the mask is the most sacred thing in pro wrestling. So it was more of like a unity thing. Like, all right, I'm doing this for you, and we're united now. So when he would do that, he's basically saying we're united as one.
Yeah, that's what Kamala Harris should say. Anyways, no politics. All right, so we see Raven walking down to the ring right now, down to the crowd, and then we see Eddie Guerrero pop up out of nowhere in his street clothes, and he is the new Cruiserweight champion because at Fall Brawl 1997, he won the title from Chris Jericho.
Yep.
And all right, so what do you think about Silver King and his Rey Mysterio match? Because I really don't have much of my notes on this match. It was just a good way to open the show. Because I know before at Fall Brawl we said that, well, I said it was a little too slow for me. The Jericho and Eddie, how it, we're not used to that. We're used to that fast paced car crash, and it was pretty impressive. Ray got the win, and I feel like that's a good way to kick off a Nitro to get them people in Salt Lake City hyped up.
Yeah, as someone who wasn't like a WCW fan growing up, I think what Eric Bischoff did was so smart with the luchadors. Me being of a Hispanic descent and watching this like on other channels in Telemundo, this is perfect for us. You got us hooked. You got the fast paced action. Rey Mysterio was a crowd favorite. Silver King, if you were a luchador fan, you would know his history back in AAA or CMLL, if I remember correctly. I don't remember which one, but either way. Those guys, they knew how to. They brought it the quick paced match like you asked, and they got your attention, and you were not going to change the channel for any little whatever was going on because Raw wasn't on at that time. So, like you said, a good match, good fast pace, and it kept you your attention.
Yes. So after the match, Ray took out Eddie with like a slingshot over the top rope, and then he grabbed the belt and just dropped it on top of him. So at the next pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc, you're about to get that classic between them two.
Yeah, that was really impressive for Ray to do that slingshot over the ref because no one was seeing stuff like that at that time. I mean, it's something you would probably see in any AEW Dynamite or Collision at this point in time, but it was so new and very innovative. So for Mysterio to pull that off and just to get that rivalry going, that was a great tone setter right there. So good start to Nitro.
Yes. All right, so our next match, we have Hugh Morris taking on a newbie in the company, a guy named Bill Goldberg.
Who is this guy?
We have no clue who this guy is, but Goldberg, he's just standing there with that posture, and he's looking determined. Hugh Morris just laughing away. And the bell rings, and Goldberg dominates Hugh Morris's whole damn match. He starts out throwing some live rounds, got him in the corner, he's throwing elbows, and then he caught him with that leg takedown submission, which I always loved in the video game back in the day. And throughout the match, Hugh Morris got a little bit of offense. He hit the no laughing matter, which is the top rope moonsault, and Goldberg kicked out. He got up, did a backflip. Then he slammed him a few times, and then
he tossed him towards the corner with Hugh Morris not paying attention, which I think it would have made a bigger impact if he looked at him and did that. That just one little detail. If he had just did that, that would have just made the crowd pop even more. Even though they've never seen anybody what was like almost 300 pounds do a backflip like that. I was just like, who is this guy? Like,
yeah. He did the backflip. Yeah. The fans looked at him, and then you can see the people in the front row. They're getting excited, like, okay, all right. And then he hit him with the jackhammer, which we didn't know what it was at the time, and the fans were hyped. Goldberg got the win on his debut.
Yeah, just the fact that he's able to hold Hugh Morris, who you got to remember, Hugh Morris is at that time 350 or 360 at that time, and he's just holding them like steady. That is a lot of strength. That is a lot of power, and Goldberg impressive in his first debut match of Monday Night Nitro, and just like everybody was saying, I need to interview this guy. This guy's impressive, and he gets to
Mean Gene.
Mean Gene. Hey, Bill Goldberg, I got a question for you. That was impressive. You have any words to say?
He looked
and just walks off. I mean, you just can't. You can't.
And then Larry Zbyszko, is he a mute? Goldberg, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. But we gotta keep an eye on this guy. Holy shit, man! With everything going on with the NWO and WCW, if I was WCW, I'd be like, "Did you hear that? Did you see that? That's the man.
Yep,
that's the master and the ruler of the
All right, so after this, we get an NWO video package, and we see Kevin Nash mocking the Arn Anderson My Spot angle again. So they recapping what happened before Fall Brawl, and yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I really hate that parody for some reason. It's not that it wasn't in good taste if it was okayed by Arn Anderson, but I just felt like they did it too soon. They should have waited a little bit longer just to have that, just hit home a little bit more. When you're doing it a week or two right after he just literally had to retire forcefully, it doesn't fit. It just seems like, all right, Arn Anderson's gonna come back, and that was just a spot. But in reality, it was a legit injury. He had to give up his actual spot in the wrestling business. So it stings a little bit when you know what's going on. I mean, we didn't know as a kids what was going on, but the older we get now, you're like, oh boy, that's really messed up. So one more for the bad guys.
Yep.
Not for me.
So after this, we get the Nitro girls in the ring, and they are advertising the Nitro Party. John, can you tell us about the Nitro parties they used to advertise back in the day?
The Nitro Party was a bunch of guys. And that was a fun idea. I mean, people would just record themselves and submit videotapes to the company, WCW, showing them that they were watching Nitro at having Nitro parties. I mean, me going to Randy's house, Randy, and watching Raw, because I haven't had cable since 2008. I used to go to his house on Monday nights to watch Raw. I would sometimes I'd after work, and I'd go over to his house, and he wouldn't turn on Raw till 9:30. I was like, "Why do you do that?" He's like, "So I can skip the commercials." I was like, "All right, so what are you watching in the meantime?" Entourage again. But yeah, anyway, these people would just film themselves and send it in, and it just made it look lively, like it was a happening, it was a thing. So little things like that made WCW stand out. Like the Nitro girls themselves, just little bits, little acts that the competition was not doing. Could you say it was the best thing ever? It's like, no, but there were just little things, little bits and pieces that were nice. So then they started sending Tony the Tiger out to these locations, and it's like, Lee Marshall on the road with 900 Collect, and I'm in Iowa being gangbanged by these college kids at the University of Ohio. They're having a great time watching Nitro here. And those little things, those little bumpers. I don't know if they include them on the replays of Nitro nowadays. But I'm hurt. So yeah, but I would think there were shoot parties going on, and yeah, that's why wrestling was so hot at that time, because once that age, the drinking age, the college age, the partying age, once you hit that target audience, you are on top of the world, and you can do no wrong for a couple of years until they graduate, get families, then revisit their favorite love, professional wrestling, many years later. Or if you're single and don't go out, you'll still watch it through all the years. Isn't that nice? Anyway, what happened in 2010?
I say we never had a Nitro party, but we've definitely had get-togethers where we'd watch Raw together, and it was basically like a party. So definitely times, man. Being back at singles, like you said, when you're just young and dumb and just enjoying yourself, it was fun.
Absolutely.
We used to stay awake.
Now,
I mean, people used to do that for a hot television show, and the series finale would come on, and I can't remember specifically. Actually, no. Actually, I do one of them. This is during the COVID WrestleMania, the in-person WrestleMania 37, I believe. And at the time, all the Marvel shows on Disney Plus were coming out.
Yep.
By the way, Agatha All Along just released 2 episodes.
Ooh.
Just the other day. No buzz, no pop. People are having Marvel fatigue, but at the time in 2021, there was not Marvel fatigue yet, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier were debuting an episode sometime as we were traveling to WrestleMania. So part of our itinerary that weekend was, all right, Saturday, 11 a.m., Falcon and Winter Soldier viewing party, and we're all into it. We're all into the show, and we knew everything, and just kind of like a viewing party for a TV show. It's like that's cool.
That's when you know it's real. That's when you know it's real. The last time I had a viewing party that's not wrestling related was the season finale, the series finale of Breaking Bad.
Ooh,
how this shit gonna play out? Oh my god!
Still gotta go back and watch that.
You missing out, bro.
I know.
Then when they came out, Better Call Saul, I loved it. And then when they came out with El Camino on Netflix, I like that shit. That shit dope.
Oh, let me tell you this. So at work, Mike, we love Breaking Bad, and he's watched it over like 4 times, and I'm like, I still refuse to. I held it in such high regard. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I'm just not rewatching it yet. I've only watched it through the one time, Better Call Saul, the one time, and so this trailer came out about a Breaking Bad movie, and it made no sense whatsoever. And I'm like, Mike, that's fake. I'm like, he's like, oh, goodness me. I'm like, and I was playing along with him. I'm like, yeah, it does look pretty freaking incredible, and then I look it up some more, and someone's like, yep, AI.
Yeah.
And then when I had to break the news to him, he was so mad because the trailer looks so good. I'm like, that's what AI is, man. That's why it's scary, because it made it look so real, so good, and it just wasn't happening. It's not real. And so he was pissed off about that. But
then El Camino came out, and oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of shows I gotta be watching.
You ain't got time for that. Because you got to focus on the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
And my baby.
Yes, him
my
too.
baby.
Junior. Yeah. All right. So back to the show. We get a video package of Larry Zbyszko's causing the NWO, Scott Hall, and who's his partner in Fall Brawl? Scott Hall and
6.
Macho Man.
Yeah, I forgot mine.
Causing the loss. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, see? I forgot. All right. So our next match, John, talking about the college parties. We have the battle of the Dancing Fools. We have Disco Inferno taking on Alex Wright. Boy, that was like a fart in church. Nobody paid attention to
it. I know they paid attention to it first.
No, they didn't.
Woo!
And Raven just sitting in the front row looking like a lost dog. But the fans, they don't care for Alex Wright. I said that 2 weeks ago. They don't care about Alex Wright. They don't care about his dancing. I don't know what it is, but they're not interested in this match right here. Disco Inferno, nobody cared about this match either. I'm like, all right, like, do you guys ever consider Disco, especially at this time, a babyface? Like, why is this match being thrown together?
I never considered Disco a babyface. I always considered him a heel, and I think they just were waiting for the match to be over and just for the title change, because maybe they just he wasn't over. Alex Wright was not over with the fans. He might have been for a little bit, but he just never got that level where he would have challenged for the United States Championship, or at least, or something else. But I'm with you in that. It just, they actually had a decent match. It was actually pretty good watching, but it just, when two guys are not over to the level that they should be. I mean, Disco was a little bit more than Alex. But,
yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, John, this match was for the title, for the TV title. And just like I said, the fans weren't really into this match, but the finish of the match, we get both guys run to the ropes, and they hit a cross body simultaneously in midair. And I guess since Disco's the bigger guy, it knocked the air out of Alex Wright, and then Disco went for the pin, and that was the end of the match. And Disco won the title.
That was just like, what? Who booked this shit?
All right. So after the match,
Bischoff was in charge at the time, right?
Yeah, I think Bischoff had the book.
That's the problem, man. Bischoff had the book, but didn't have the finish guy. He didn't have a Pat Patterson. I've been saying that for years. I think if they had a Pat Patterson in WCW just to get him better finishes, they might have still been in business right now. But unfortunately, when you don't have a guy like that with a mind to get decent finishes like that, it's not going to work.
They had but they probably got rid of him at the time.
Dusty.
See,
that's what happens. I mean, I get it. When the generation comes up, there's different ideas and stuff, but sometimes, like Bully Ray says all the time, old school tools for new school tools, or new school rules. No, old school rules for new school tools. You can always go back to the classics, man. The
Say that
same
3
thing
times.
the same thing that you can get away with back then, you can probably still get away with now. You gotta just tweak it a little bit. Tweak it.
Yes. All right. So after the match, we see Miss Jacqueline come out to the ring, and she wants to talk to Disco. She said to Disco that we all know that you've been gone for months. And then Disco said this is not the time or it's not the place. Jackie said that she can beat Disco and she wants to fight him right now. He said, don't rain on my party. And that was basically it. Like,
yeah,
so we know we're gonna get that Disco and Miss Jacqueline match later on.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh yeah.
So after this, we get another video package of the NWO making fun of Arn Anderson again. Like, yo, how many times you gonna shit on the man?
Not a fan, man. Not a fan of that.
So after this, we see Scott Hall in 6, and Scott Hall gets on the mic, and he said that Luger never pinned him, but it happened because of Larry Zbyszko and blah blah blah. And then he calls Luger out, but Luger didn't show up. But Larry comes out, and he's not backing down. And Larry would have gotten in the ring. He didn't get in the ring because 6 was in the ring. But come on, everybody know Larry Zbyszko was take out 6 back in the day to get to Scott Hall. But our next match, we have Scott Hall taking on Hector Garza. John, who's Hector Garza?
He's the uncle of somebody.
Angel Garza.
Is the uncle or the dad?
The uncle. I think he's an uncle. It doesn't matter. Angel Garza, Hector Garza. We'll never talk about you again unless we have to watch another Nitro, or unless we watch 205 Lives, or we want to do an LWO or Los Sterios, or what's Legado del Fantasma, El Fantasma, whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't matter.
Yes, what you said.
Just the way I talk about Garza, Scott Hall kicked off the match. He disrespected the ref. He ripped his pocket. And Hall's toying with Garza. Hall just kept messing with the ref, untucking his shirt.
Yep.
And then, messing with his tie. He kicked him in the pants. And then Garza rolled him up for a 3 count.
Yep.
Scott Hall, what? Hall gets so pissed off. He outside his edge, Garza, and then hit the ref with 1-2. I'm like, all right. Too much abuse to the refs. Like, stop doing that shit, man. You need these guys.
But what I like about that he was so distracted with going after the ref that Hector Garza actually took advantage of it and actually got the win. A lot of wrestlers will not willingly do that back in the day because they're afraid of losing. Scott Hall has done it multiple times. He's put over 6. He's put over a bunch of guys. And when people like that, they're 6'6" or 6'9", built like that, and they're afraid to lose. Dude, you're gonna lose regardless. He's like, it's a business. I'm gonna make the same amount of money if I win or if I lose. So if I can get somebody over, we're gonna make more money.
Exactly.
If I'm always the only guy over, what the hell am I even here for?
Exactly. Like I said in older It Doesn't Matter podcast, Scott Hall in the documentary, he said, Bret took it serious. He want to be champion and let him be champion. He take it to heart. But either way, I'm still getting the same money. If I lose, I lose. It's still what it is. My bank account's still gonna be the same.
Yep.
That's Scott Hall's mentality.
I agree. I mean, honestly, I get it. I mean, I know Bret Hart grew up in the business and he wanted to have that respect on that, but I'm sorry, I got to go with Scotty on that one. You can only have so many guys over, so why not get some new talent over, especially young like that? Not that it ever went anywhere, unfortunately, but in a way, he was trying to help out. He was trying to give back to the business as he's still being a heel, but unfortunately, he didn't know what he was doing.
One more for the bad guy. All right, our next match, we have La Parka, Psychosis, and the Villanos 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what number they are, but it's 2 of them. With Sonny Ono taking on the Ultimo Dragon, Juventud Guerrera, Ciclope, and Lismark Jr. John.
Where was this Nitro? Where was this Nitro taking place?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
What the fuck are all these goddamn Mexicans doing in Salt Lake City? You're talking, Alex Wright and Disco Inferno not getting any reaction. Cyclope definitely ain't getting a reaction up here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Just the wrong. I mean, if this was Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, yeah, that makes sense. Salt Lake City, Utah. Here comes Damien. Say. It's like, no, it's not going to work.
All they had to do was cross the border, but I don't know how they get to in Utah. All right. Whatever.
Don't know either. But here you go, another fabulous luchador 10-man tag here on Nitro already. Every other match is a luchador match, and I mean, hey, listen, I'm not trying to hate on the Mexican wrestling or Mexican wrestling fans or the wrestlers themselves, but even Ring of Honor in 2019, before the pandemic, that's where they were leading because they lost their New Japan guys, the Young Bucks and Kenny. They decided to go a different way, and so they lost their New Japan connection. So they leaned toward another business relationship that was Mexico, and whether CMLL or AAA, I don't know. It just wasn't working. It wasn't working for me, brother. It just the style doesn't. It just was not working. It just wasn't, and they had Bandito and Roosh be the Ring of Honor champions. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, the next 2 or 3 years, they were the headliners, and they were mostly there in Ring of Honor that no one watched. I didn't watch either, but it was just a bad time. I mean, you can't blame that working relationship, but it doesn't look so great when the Mexicans are part of a American company, an American promotion, and then it doesn't do so well, which AEW is doing right now. So who knows? Now, one does not have anything to do with the other, or maybe it does. But it didn't work in 1997. It didn't work in 2019, and it's not going to work ever.
Before we get back to
really hard.
Before we get back to the match, New Japan is coming to Lowell in November.
Great. New Japan superstars, the authentic Japanese filthy Tom Lawler, the authentic Japanese
Riddle.
Riddle. It's like, yeah, these are not. This New Japan Strong is coming to Lowell.
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah. Look at the card. Find out who's on it. Like, they don't even have a card. They won't even give you a card. They can't even give you a lineup yet.
You won't be.
They're not sure who's going to be there.
Won't be here.
And I won't be here anyway. So.
It's the day after AEW in Providence.
Can't go to that one either. Yeah. That's why I go to New York for Grand Slam. See y'all there. in the IDM universe.
We're gonna sync up. We're gonna go live.
Yeah.
Watch the show. Let's see if Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson make it to New York.
That's right.
All right.
I can't make it to the two local shows. Local to me. I can't make it to Springfield, Massachusetts for all AEW. I can't make it to Providence, Rhode Island for AEW, but I'll make my way to Queens, New York for a Grand Slam, Jeez.
Hey.
Well, at least there's a main event compelling me. Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson potentially versus, another the Beast Mortos and the Breakfast Quick Toast versus the Gun Club and Billy Gunzane and whomever at Collision at Mass Mutual Center. And what's in Providence? Dynamite? Is it it's gonna be a Dynamite?
It's a Collision.
Yeah, it's a Collision?
Collision Saturday nights, right?
Yep.
That'll put some butts in seats. Shoot. Sorry, Collision. You took away Elton John. But I'm still sitting. I'm sitting so pretty. What are we talking about? I don't know.
That's what we think about this luchador match. It's fast paced. They're all over the place right now. Dragon goes on the top rope and Sonny Ono pulls the Dragon's feet. Psychosis tried to take out the Dragon and he misses. Juventud takes out Psychosis and gets the win. Just like how we just talked all over the place about New Japan, AEW, WWE. It doesn't matter. This match definitely doesn't matter.
This was like an AEW 6-man trios match. Everything's out the window. No rules, no anything. Everything goes. This guy's jumping there. That guy's doing that. And then Juventud with a
Hoagie driver, right?
No, he did like a pinning combination. I forget what it is. He tried to do like a reverse hurricane rana or something. I forget what they did.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It
LWO.
doesn't.
All right. Anyways, our next segment, we got Roddy Piper coming down to the ring, and Mean Gene is going to interview him. And Piper says that Scott Hall is crying so much that he can build an ark. And Noah's Ark reference, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
He announces that Scott Hall and Lex Luger will be taking on each other at Halloween Havoc 1997, and Larry Zbyszko is going to be the special referee.
Oh.
And then he also says that WCW wants to ban cage matches because of Chris Benoit and the concussion what he had at War Games and Flair for getting his head bashed in. So he's announcing that he is going to fight Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, in the cage match at Halloween Havoc. You know what? I got to go back and watch this Halloween Havoc show. That might have to be a topic for next month.
The Age in the Cage?
Yes.
Okay.
It might have to be a topic.
You're going to be very disappointed.
Oh, no. Remember last year when we did Halloween Havoc, was it 2000, 2001? Oh, my God. Well, all them damn stings? That was terrible. All the different stings. Sting from AEW, Sting from WCW, NWA, and oh, Lord. John, look back. Check the archives. Hell, check the poster. The poster was trash. I just told you about the show.
Sting.
Oh, my goodness. And then we also did another Halloween Havoc last year. We did, what Halloween Havoc do?
The one where Goldberg.
That was 99. No, that was
That was 99.
It was the early one. It was like in the 90s, I want to say.
No, 2000. Yeah, we did 2000.
Yeah, we did 2000.
We didn't do the Goldberg.
Did we do Cactus and Vader or something like that?
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Yes, we did that.
Yep, that's what we did.
Did you hear about this little factoid that that the Turner executives thought that Halloween Havoc was this ace pay-per-view of the promotion, even though the wrestling fans would agree that it was Starrcade? Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Starrcade was supposed to be their WrestleMania, but I guess Halloween Havoc was making more money hand over fist.
So, Halloween Havoc is more fun for the executives to pitch sponsors to. Why not? It's Halloween Havoc. It's still a cool name. It's still a cool brand. And if you look at the set design, Halloween Havoc was among the coolest, you know. So
they had some of the best matches around that time too, for some reason.
Yeah. Now you can watch NXT Halloween Havoc.
Nah.
Shotzi Blackheart was a great host for that. So
she's doing it again this year, her and Taya.
As long as I can see the place.
Taya.
Yep.
Lord.
I don't give a damn. I'm a creep.
That's what she said.
I'm going to get canceled. Oh, well.
Can't get canceled? I won't allow it. All right.
Oh, well.
Gotta get paid first.
Women.
Exactly.
I love beautiful women.
That's what
yeah, I know.
All right, our next match, we have the Faces of Fear versus the Steiner Brothers. So, you know.
Talk about freaking.
You want to talk about a physical match? You want to talk about a physical match? John, I've never seen the Faces of Fear get their ass whipped like they did in this damn match right here by the Steiner Brothers.
No, brother, I never see that.
Oh, my goodness.
Steiner Brothers be whooping everybody all the damn time, man.
And don't care.
At least the Faces of Fear, they can hold their own, you know. I don't know if it was booked a different way because I didn't watch this.
The Steiners looked strong in the beginning, but then the match turned around when Maine got the tag, and then he did that back body drop I told you 2 weeks ago, and then Barbarian hit him with the powerbomb. Hit who was it, Rick with the powerbomb? Or Scott? I don't know.
I think it was Rick.
I mean, there's this clip of the Giant and Ming, and judging by the ring mat, because it had that big Monday Nitro logo on it, sometime in 1998, Ming and the Big Show, the Giant going at us, slapping and each other to hell. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, you know, WWE would never book a match like that. They wouldn't let them just do that. And WCW did. WCW would let the wrestlers, you know, do what they want. So in some sense, that was a good thing. It gave them a lot of freedom in the ring, at least. Maybe not creatively or as a push for a title or a headline status, but they it just seemed like they let them do what they want in the ring. They never said, hey, you can't do, unless it's part of a storyline, Kevin Nash, can't do the power bomb. No one ever said, hey, you can't do this move. Go ahead. Book it yourself or trust the agents to, whoever the agent was for the Giant and Ming said, yeah, just slap the shit out of each other and see what happens.
Must be
All right,
Terry
cool.
Taylor.
The problem is WCW was being ran by a bunch of guys that never been in the ring. So it was kind of like, all right, you guys have been doing this long enough. We try you guys to do what you got to do. And all right, we'll go from there. And they were finally making money hand over fist for the first time. So they're like, all right, whatever you guys are doing, it's working. We'll just go with that for now. Because before Bischoff took over, they were not making any money. They were always in the negative for the longest time from what was being reported. So that's the one good thing that Eric Bischoff did. They made him profitable for now.
I said it plenty of times. 1997 was the best year for wrestling, especially for us being fans. So
yeah,
they was making money in 97 and 98. And then after that, it's,
they got lazy.
Dropping. Yeah, that was it. All right, so the finish of the match, we see the Steiner brothers. Rick Steiner goes to the top rope. Scott got the Barbarian on his shoulders, and he getting ready for that top rope bulldog. When Meng interferes, he pushes Rick off the top rope. Then Meng hits Rick with the Tongan Death Grip for the win.
Caught me off guard. Completely.
And it's crazy because if you remember Fall Brawl 97, the Steiner brothers, they fought Harlem Heat for the number one contendership. Yep. Now they're losing 2 weeks later. I forgot who the Barbarian and Meng fought 2 weeks or Fall Brawl.
Was it a triple threat tag match at the Halloween Havoc?
No,
maybe.
No,
that's where it would lead to, right?
I don't recall.
Who did Father James Mitchell have?
Oh, he fought Wrath and Mortis.
Okay, yeah,
and they lost it. So they lost. Yeah. Steiner's win. Steiners lose. They win. All right, so might be a triple threat. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe that's probably what they were trying to do. But I think Stevie. Well, you'll find out later that Stevie got hurt. Something with his Achilles or something.
Yeah, it made no damn sense.
So I was just like, okay.
How you get hurt on the tape episode a week before?
They had it planned out.
All right,
so the change, baby.
Yes. All right, so after this, we see Hollywood Hogan come out with Eric Bischoff and John. I am not familiar with this theme song. That's not Voodoo Child.
No,
they
didn't. They're not allowed to use that. Anytime that's being played, they have to pay a bundle of money to the Jimi Hendrix family.
There's an Unsolved Mysteries update. There was no tag team championship match at Halloween Havoc, 1997.
Really?
Oh, wow. No.
All right, so what did the Steiners do?
I already closed the browser.
Oh,
so what are we talking about? Eric Bischoff's theme music or Hogan's theme music?
Hogan came out, but it wasn't Voodoo Child.
What was it?
Something generic.
Generic 7.
That we've never heard before?
Before.
No?
I know that's Voodoo Child in the background in real time.
Yeah.
But I'm like...
Hendrix knockoff.
Not right? Even. It wasn't even that.
Nah, man. It was like some generic 7 from...
I would tell you just classics. Go to YouTube. 1 hour and something. You'll find that's not it.
I'm so used to, because of that WrestleMania, the Rock and Hogan match featured on my episode of The Wrestling That Made Us. Check that out. Please, on YouTube. I need more views to beat Paul. Yeah, so like I watched that match so many times on DVD back then that they dubbed in this fake music for Hogan, and I actually liked that theme. It's just like dun 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 dun. So what the fuck is that? Sounds nothing like Hendrix or NWO, but that's what they use. So I kind of liked it, and they actually include it in like one of the video games, or that's where they got it from. So
I ain't gonna lie, because when we went to WrestleMania 27, that whole video package between Triple H and Undertaker, Undertaker had the Johnny Cash "Ain't No Grave, Gonna Hold My Body Down." I'm like, that's dope. You hear the dong, and then it just goes to Johnny Cash. I don't remember if they played it in the arena at WrestleMania.
They did.
No. Well, we watched. Did we watch that back for some reason? Right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did because we was all there, but they had the regular music.
Right. I mean, if you watched it without knowing that, without having been there, they still did a great job with the package.
Of course.
It was seamless. So all the real ones know.
Throw them up. There you go. John threw it up.
Yeah.
All right. So Hogan comes out.
Pants.
Throw up.
Hogan comes out in Ric Flair's robe and the sleeves are cut off. And he's talking about how he took out Flair. But now Piper is going to be the number 2 guy that he's going to be taking out.
Deuce.
So after this, we see Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, and he's going to take on Stevie Richards.
What? I know. I said the same thing. I'm like, why?
And Raven is still at ringside, and this match is going on. And Miss Elizabeth, now that she's heel, she's more physical in all her matches, or in Savage matches, and she's choking the shit out of Stevie Richards. And
yeah, when I was watching this with Nikki too, and I told her, like, at this time they already were divorced and they weren't a couple in real life, and she was like, really? They can really work together? I said, Macho Man, he loved her so much, he was willing to, call her up and like, hey, I know you're not doing anything, let me just take care of you financially without having to, I don't know if I could have done that. There's no way in hell, but Mach, the ultimate professional, man. He knows how to get over and, hey, do your thing, brother. Rest in peace. But yeah, like Liz getting physical at that point in time, it was a shock to me. I was not used to that. You're used to the little girl next door, like, oh no, not my man. But I was like, whoa, this is not the Elizabeth we grew up with.
That's Southern Belle. That's what happened. You hang out with Nancy Benoit.
Oh my God.
That woman. But Macho dropped the elbow. He got the win. And after this, Raven gets in the ring and he stares down Savage. And Macho is looking like, what the fuck are you doing in this ring? And then he put his hands up like that. The next thing, Raven with the even flow on Stevie Richards. And yeah, that was it. So I think this is the time you're starting to see the flock. They're starting to develop.
The flock, you say?
The flock.
What the flock?
The flock was a very popular group for middle schoolers and high schoolers everywhere. You got Sick Boy and Healthy Boy.
Scotty Riggs.
I used to do that as a kid. I was like,
you needed Head and Shoulders back then. That's why.
That's a true story. I used to play as a youth, a very young youth, entering kindergarten. I still remember this. I used to play with my hair, 2 fingers. I used to play with my hair all the time. That was just what kids do. They have little things, right? And so the kindergarten teacher thought I had lice. Because I'm like, you're 5, you're like, you play as if you're at home. And I was playing with my hair, nervous tick, and she thought I had lice. Mrs. Edwards,
you cut.
I can't.
You cut the rock off.
That's next week's show. Oh Lord!
You don't make me my cookies.
Man, I want some cookies right now. Pepperidge Farm cookies. 3 buy 3 for $9.
Gotta get those
Thin mints.
thumb ones. Nah, the thumbprints, man. Apricots.
Yeah, those are good too.
They have fruit on them. Yeah, it's dried to shit. It's like glue.
Tastes good to me.
Get the chessmen. Butter.
All right.
Milanos.
Double
Wow,
mint chocolate.
That's a real
Milano.
good
Yes,
one.
sir.
I don't eat them shits though. No sweet tooth for me.
Use a damn lie.
I don't eat sweets.
Use a lie.
That's why he didn't want dessert at Sylvania's. Who the hell would
Sandra's?
Sandra's? Sylvia's. No, that's not it. That damn sure ain't it. Sandra's Next Generation in New Haven. Really tasty soul food. Don't get intimidated by the first spot you see on the GPS. Keep driving, then you'll see it.
Oh Lord.
Man, I wasn't the only one scared in that car. Dom was scared too. I don't know about this. Where's this good soul food? It's in the back of the market. Oh, thank God. It's an actual restaurant.
Good luck finding parking. I had to move a shopping cart filled with Jiffy.
Had plenty of peanut butter for that day.
There's no parking in the back of the restaurant because it's all filled with the cars of the employees that work there. All 90 of them. And their recreational vehicles that are not allowed to go over 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, he had a hot wire right quick, so go over 40.
You live in the city when you make a reference to those jagoffs that drive those little motorcycles, and you can make the noise, and they know exactly what you're talking about. The pop, pop, pop. That guy knew exactly what I was talking about. Live in the city, the urban sprawl known as New London, Connecticut, the whaling city. Anyway,
he was like, "Yeah, you're right.
Damn.
Our next match, we have Conan and Scott Norton with Vincent taking on Harlem Heat with Miss Jacqueline. But Booker comes out by himself. And John, my man Booker, he had the blue
prison outfit.
Well, yeah, that with with the red boots. That shit was fire. I like that outfit.
Blue with red boots. Yeah.
It's the blue with the red flames. That shit was fire. I like that shit. That shit looked good. Do you remember back in the day when LOD had the blue shoulder pads and the black with the blue? That shit was fire too, bro. I don't know.
That was the original color, right? They didn't use the red bit first. They used the blue first, right?
I remember they went black.
Yeah, they're definitely black, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still like them gold shoulder pads they had at SummerSlam 1992. Them shit was fire.
Yeah.
Like talking about collecting wrestling figures, and whether they retain value or not. I'm telling you, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warrior figures, someone always wants those.
Yeah.
They are always on the secondary market. They're always overpriced because they know people want them. I want them. I got a big set downstairs of the Legion of Doom action figures, and they're the Jax bone crunching action kind. They're not very good looking, but it's the only ones I have, so might as well break them out. Those shoulder pads.
The only thing I got is a super kick socks.
Do you have the LOD with Drozdov and Heidenreich?
That must be.
There's one. I'm sure there's one with Heidenreich.
That's got to be rare.
I don't think they made a Droz in LOD attire.
I think they did. I believe they did one.
Well, I don't know if he had
Stomp?
that. I'm not sure he had the LOD attire, but I know they had the one action figure when he's like that.
Yeah,
I
remember that one with a spider on the side.
I don't know about the spider.
I think it was.
Did it come with a wheelchair accessory? You know, I was going there.
That's why he was stuck.
You were.
Anyways. All right, back to this match. So Booker comes out by himself, and Stevie Ray supposedly tore his Achilles weeks ago, but Booker said, "I'm more enough to fight any one of y'all." Then Scott Norton, who we never really hear on the microphone, says, "You signed for a tag team match. You're going to fight in a tag team match." But it was really a handicap match.
Yeah.
And
I was expecting somebody to come out to,
yeah,
tag with
okay,
them.
good way to introduce somebody else. But all right, but we get Booker T, and Booker's doing all his high spots, and then we get typical NWO fashion. They jump him, and that's it.
Waste of a show.
Yeah. All right, so our next match. This is your main events for WCW Monday Nitro, September 22nd, 1997. We have Jeff Jarrett with Miss Deborah taking on Kurt Hennig, who is your United States champion, with Miss Elizabeth. And you know what, John? This is a good-ass match. It was a good-ass match because we see Hennig, who is absolutely perfect.
Yes,
and we see Double J Jeff Jarrett. We know, everybody know that Jeff Jarrett was a good worker. So you can only imagine. Like, okay, so I'm watching this match. How are they going to fuck this match up?
They did. They did.
To close off the show, how are they going to mess this match up right here? And the finish of the match, we see Macho Man Randy Savage come down to the ring. He grabs the United States Championship. He throws the belt to Hennig while he's in the figure four. and Hennig just clocks him. Then after the match, Hennig and the NWO, they just beat the shit out of Jarrett. It was like, what was it NWOB? No, Hogan.
Yeah,
was Hogan in the ring? Was Hogan in the ring?
Hogan was
all right,
in
so
there.
never mind. So all right,
Hogan, Mach, it was basically the whole NWO.
The whole NWO.
Besides Kevin Nash.
All them NWO members beating on Jeff Jarrett. And then
Jeff Jarrett was not a big enough star at that time.
Yeah, just because he was down with the Horsemen, whatever.
Yeah.
So all the members, at least 6, 7, 8 members in the ring, and next thing we get the Giant comes in the ring, and all the NWO members run away, and that's how you finish your show at WCW Monday Nitro. Come on.
You guys had led me to believe that they were going to have a good match.
It was good till the finish.
Sure.
No,
they had to do such a brutal beatdown on Jeff Jarrett to send him back into the WWF. Maybe. I don't know. He would show up there soon. I don't know if this is the week, but that would make sense.
Yeah, when did he go back? Do you know? Like, what
he was
time
there
frame?
in December. He faced the Undertaker at In Your House DX.
That's crazy. Motherfuckers jumping around, hoeing around. Well, Platinum, what do you think about Nitro?
Besides the Goldberg debut, I wouldn't recommend it.
John, just from hearing what we were talking about, what do you think about Nitro?
I thought you guys had a loaded show there on Nitro, and after reviewing this for the last 51 minutes, 31, 32, 33, no, this just stinks. Yeah, you had the Goldberg debut, and you had one other match with a finish that describes all of them, doesn't it? I forgot about it already. But there's only 2 things of note that I can just recall from memory to check the show out about. And, man, it's not enough. So, no, this show sounds terrible. Does not matter to me if I ever check this show out or not.
It doesn't either. I mean, the beginning match was decent enough to watch, and then the Goldberg match. So the first 2 matches of the night were good, and then the rest of the show just went downhill. Was
it 2 hours or 3 hours?
2 hours.
It was 2 hours.
All right.
But I mean, I would say you can go back and watch the Jarrett Hennig match minus the finish. When he gets it finished, cut it off.
They also had a match again back when in 2000 Spring Break Nitro. Mr. Kurt Hennig, far removed from any push or gimmick that he had at the time. He was just there. And then Jeff Jarrett was there, shaved head and slap nuts. They had a match in not Panama City, but I think they had it in Texas actually at that Nitro. They just had a match and there were some shenanigans involved, and that was that. I was just like, isn't this crazy? Like 3 years earlier, you guys were like the hottest shit as the 4th member of the 4 Horsemen, and now nothing. You're nothing.
All right.
Sad to see.
Give me 1 second. I am looking up the rating for WCW Monday Nitro of September.
While you do that, Don, let's shout out our friend who was on the show last week, Mike from Boom Broadcasting Network. Thanks for being on the show.
The Boom Broadcasting Network.
What was that?
The Boom Broadcasting Network.
That's right. Mike from the Boom
Broadcasting Network.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show last week. We had a lot of fun and good times there. And also shout out our friends, all multitude. That's a made up word. All multiple of our friends at the Rhode Island
Broadcasting Network.
That's right. Still friends after all this time. Where's the ring? And also for all our fans listening here at the 54 minute mark, Wednesday, October 9th, 2024, the It Doesn't Matter podcast will once again be live at our favorite live place to be at, the Horsepower Cigar Lounge in beautiful, safe, and bright, dark at that time of year, Montville, Connecticut on Route 32, 6 p.m. or so till closing. But once again, Wednesday, October 9th, come see the It Doesn't Matter podcast live at the Horsepower Cigar Lounge in Route 32, Montville, Connecticut. I will be there. Abel will be there. Dom will be there. We will be signing autographs, taking pictures with all the fans for free. No charge here. no hidden charges at all. And we'll also even take it in the baseball field. No, never mind. That's something else. So, Tom, did you find the ratings?
Yes,
for
one more thing.
the show?
Breaking news: Tuesday, October 8th. October 8th.
Hey, let's make sure it's in the books.
It's in the books.
Okay.
It's confirmed. Tuesday, October 8th, breaking news. It Doesn't Matter podcast will be going live on the YouTube page. And we're going to have a special guest, former NWO member, Buff Bagwell.
I'm Buff, and I'm the stuff. Yeah.
We're going to talk all things. We're going to talk about his main event match on Monday Night Raw with Booker T. And Arn Anderson was the guest ring announcer. Well, no, he wasn't ring announcer. Or commentator, excuse me. We'll talk all things.
When we might
Randy,
even ask
have
him
some questions for us.
We might even ask him the same thing that his partner had at one point. Maybe he should have stayed a babyface and Scotty should have been the NWO member. All questions will be asked. Let's find out.
Within the time frame we have.
Hopefully.
Yes. All right. So that Nitro rating, back to that. Nitro was a 2.4. That's terrible.
That'll bring in some customers.
That means they still beat Raw, though.
Did they?
No, 83 weeks.
Did they start it?
How do they have their 83-week streak if they lost one?
That is true, but I'm looking at it right now.
I don't know when it started.
Maybe head-to-head, Eric Bischoff?
2.4, and it said Raw was... Wait, hold on. How does that work? It says...
I don't know if they
what's the number, Dom?
Yeah.
The number I'm looking at right now says... 1 second. 2.4 and 3.7. So
Raw had 3.7?
That's what I'm assuming, but I don't know. It's weird. Let me check another site. It doesn't matter anyways. Nitro, don't go back and watch.
I bet the Wrestling Observer would have it.
Yes, I know you have it.
Yeah, I think at this time they were trading every now and then back and forth, and then for 83 weeks down the road, that's when they had that streak.
Down the road.
I would say in like a few more weeks from now, that's when they started the 83 weeks straight of beating Raw for a while.
Well, they lost it with Austin and McMahon like within a few weeks after WrestleMania that year of 1998, of March 98. So that doesn't compute. So I don't know. Maybe it's a segment, a share, who knows?
Who knows? But what I do know is it's time for a shot. Put your glasses up. We're about to go on the other channel. John, get your Ticope, whatever it's called.
Jarrito?
Fool. I got corrected at the Mexican place. It's not a Jarritos. It's a Jarritos.
Jarrito.
Yes, just give me the green one, bitch.
It's just saying a jar. That's literally what it's called.
All right.
Give me the jar.
All right.
The
now
Tupperware.
We're in the second hour of the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
Oh, my God. I got a wedding.
All right. So this show right here, this is John's choice.
You're the best man?
I am the best man.
Yes. All right.
In general.
So we knew this show was going to be significant show because this is in Madison Square Garden. And Raw usually never kicks off like this. Raw kicked off with a video package of Madison Square Garden. We see Hulk Hogan, we see Billy Graham, and all these other moments taking place inside the garden. So seeing this video package right here, you knew something epic was going to go down in this show. So we have Vince McMahon, we have Jerry the King Lawler, and we have good old JR on commentary. And then our first match of the night is they have a tournament taking place for the Intercontinental Championship. And the first match of the night, we have the most electrifying man, but not this time. He is Rocky Maivia, and he's taking on Ahmed Johnson to kick off the show. And then when you hear that Nation of Domination theme song go off, you hear the Rocky sucks, Rocky sucks. And you know what? This is what I wanted to tell you, John. I want Abel to hear this too. And I can see this.
Let me turn on my speakers up.
Yes. the heat
Okay, go ahead.
the heat that Rock got, and we know the Garden is loud.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hates Rocky Maivia.
Yep.
That's your Dominic Mysterio right now, bro. Dominic Mysterio is gonna be. He's gonna elevate. He's gonna be that fucking Rock. He's gonna elevate to that level right there. Just give him time.
That is some big shoes.
Give him some time. He's gonna get to that point.
I'm sorry. I love that comparison, especially with the way it was back then, especially the way Dominic's dealing with his heat. That's some shoes to fill. And if you're going to fill some shoes, yeah.
He already passed his daddy's shoes.
Well, he passed that in the 7th grade.
But no, just hearing the ovation that the reaction that The Rock got being out there, and just hearing how it is in person with Dom every week, especially we've been to shows and we heard the crowd reaction towards Dom. Like, this man can't even talk.
Dom is not even allowed to be Mike. I mean, I think Rocky was able to at least express himself a little bit, but it's a little bit different because Dominic is more of that chicken shit heel. Rock was more of that cool. I wouldn't say chicken shit back then just yet. No, he was a little, but he looked like he was intimidated. You wouldn't mess with him in a dark alley. But Dom, please go eat your tendies and shut up. It's some big shoes to fill, brother.
What do you think, John? Can you see where I'm coming from?
I don't think the computer agrees with Abel's microphone again. No, yeah, that's why it's a great thing to check out, the old stuff and see where people were and where they ended up, just like you made that comparison. But as for Dominic Mysterio, I believe it was a post. This was before. This is like, January before the LA WrestleMania, before his match with Daddy at that WrestleMania. And I said Dominic Mysterio is going to win the Royal Rumble. And, obviously that was a joke, but it was an indicator of like, this guy has got something. And that's like 2 years ago now that I remember writing that. It's like Dominic Mysterio is so freaking over right now. He's going to win the Royal Rumble. But yeah, absolutely. He's getting that reaction, getting that pop. So, yeah, he's on the right track, and let's just keep it going. So,
hey, when The Rock came out, that blue chipper in Madison Square Garden, slapping hands, kissing babies and fat chicks, or whatever the saying is, what they say. But he's doing too much. Yeah, playing to the crowd. Yeah. When Dominic Mysterio came out with his dads, slapping hands, same thing. We don't like you. We don't like you. We don't know why we don't like you, but we don't like you. You're doing too much, and
because it's phony.
Because
he's a filthy, dirty, disgusting, gross human being, Dominic Mysterio. He's just pretending.
You turn your back on mommy?
Why you keep on smiling for? Like, stop smiling. Stop smiling, Cameron. Stop smiling.
I think a lot of the fans were not happy. I think a lot of the fans were not that he didn't go through the NXT system. He just went right up to the main roster. But I'm sorry, Dominic is way ahead of some of these kids in NXT. When you grow up in the wrestling business like he did, and you could just see it. We might not have noticed it when we were watching him first come in, but he was so ahead of his time that we just didn't. We weren't patient enough. We are fickle. That is our problem. We are fickle fans. We hate waiting. We just want everything in a microwave and just want it now. But the best food is slowly cooked.
Do you remember
with all that juice?
You remember when Stone Cold broke his neck and he showed up on Raw every week?
Yep. Slow build.
When Dom tore his shoulder or his pec, whatever, he was on TV every week. Want to know why? Because he's creating money.
Yep.
Randy Orton did the same thing. The Randy News Network had to keep you updated on his shoulder injury.
That was great, actually.
Not that haircut.
No.
Don't worry, fans. 80% good. He's my shoulder. See you next week.
Yeah, they was trying.
Yep.
All right. Now back to this match. We have Rocky Maivia and the Nation of Domination in Rocky's corner taking on Ahmed Johnson. So Sergeant Slaughter, he gets out to the ring and he said the nation has to leave, and the fans are chanting "Rocky suck, Rocky suck." All right, so Ahmed Johnson, woo, my man, he took a bottle of baby oil from Diddy's closet. The way he was all glistening, told you I was gonna get a Diddy reference in there. So, anyways,
are you proud of yourself now?
Yeah, you happy?
I am.
Mark,
You proud of yourself?
Yes.
Why don't you clip that? There you go. I clipped
don't
it.
worry, it's gonna be in the algorithm, so we're gonna be good, and we're gonna this shit going trending.
I don't want P Diddy in my rhythms.
Ugh.
Against my will.
Take that.
Run to the elevator. Where you going, bitch? Ha!
Vote or die. Vote or die.
To this day, my friend Kenny Gravel hated that phrase. He's like, I hate that. I hate that so much. Vote or die.
I agree. I really hated that too.
Somebody said you should have known that he was a criminal because look at his mohawk for that vote or die promotion.
Remember his brother Love?
He is Brother Love. Yeah, he changed his Twitter name to Love.
Oh,
but there's only one Brother Love, and I love you. And all right, let's get back to this. All right, so this is for all right, so this is for the Intercontinental tournament. This whole match, Ahmed was bodying Rocky Maivia. Rocky countered at one point and hit that wraparound DDT. John, what do they call it? Laying the smackdown?
Let me check the Prima guide. Yep, laying the smackdown. Square X square.
Kids say they don't know about the Prima guide. They don't know about that. They don't know about IGN.
All our fans of the Horsepower Cigar Lounge know.
They don't know about cheesecc.com.
They know about Chief J Strongbow.
Yes, they do.
Game codes.
They don't know about
Atari.
Yeah. All right. But while this match was taking place, we see Captain Lou Albano outside the ring, and he's taking notes. John, why is he taking notes?
I don't know. Vince Jr. hated Captain Lou Albano because Captain Lou Albano hated him. He didn't like what he did to Vince Sr., so him being there is very surprising.
What did he do with Sr.? I thought he was loyal to Sr. that Vince kept him on payroll, whatever.
Yeah, but Vince didn't really honor. I mean, he did, but he didn't like want to. You know, he's like, oh, father. You know, it's like I'll keep Gorilla Monsoon and Chief J and Jack Lanza and all these guys. They'll have forever jobs. You know, he was like that. But Captain Lou is probably one of those guys but Captain Lou just didn't like Vince Jr. That's all I can remember.
A lot of guys in the industry did not like what he did, but what he did was revolutionary, and it helped the business grow to where it is today. So, quit being
but back in Vince Sr.'s day, that's when America was great. Simple.
Yeah, when we were all separated, we had our own corner.
That's right, everyone.
The people.
You know, Vince didn't run worldwide. You had territories. You had Vern Gagne in the AWA and Mike Eddie Graham in Florida. You know, they had the territories. Everyone had a piece of the action, not just one guy. Vince
wanted to be God. That's why. He want to be the man.
There's only one spot for the man, and it's on top.
Doo-doo.
All right, so back to this match. These guys are going back and forth. Rock got some offense. He got back in the ring. Ahmed Johnson with a Pearl River plunge out of nowhere for the win. And after this, next week, he'll be taking on Farouk. John, what do you think about this opening match between The Rock, Rocky Maivia, and Ahmed Johnson?
I mean, I liked it. This is Ahmed Johnson's first appearance since his ending appearance, getting injured in June and getting kicked out of the Nation of Domination. But he had some knee injury apparently, judging by that knee brace that he had. And so I like this match. I mean, it was not like picture perfect or anything, but you have The Rock and you have Ahmed Johnson. What's not to like? And yeah, Rock was dominating, and Ahmed hit that Pearl River plunge out of nowhere and got the pin. And he was looking a little sloppy, and he also got hurt again. I don't know what it was, but he got thrown over the top rope. His hand landed on the ring apron, and it felt like there was like a nail there. Like back then they nailed the ring apron to the ring, but it's like, why is there a loose nail? Like, what are the odds? Why does he have to hit it, and why does he have to fuck himself up again? You know, the the self-destruction of Ahmed Johnson, is just something else. And I know we interviewed the guy, and he,
That guy had the
there we go.
bug.
But no, anyway, Ahmed Johnson goes on to face Farouk next week on Raw, and I liked it. It was a hot opening segment, and at the time, you didn't know where Ahmed Johnson was going to go, so you're just glad that he was back, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yes, I agree. All right, so after this, Stone Cold Steve Austin's music is playing right now, and he's in the crowd, and he's gonna whip somebody's ass. He said he's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Playing the role of John Moxley, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And after this, we get a commercial with Sable. Basically, she's
This is stupid, but great.
She's on a mission, and Howard Finkel is the ring announcer,
Her opponent,
and our opponent, and Mike.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Classy. It was just, oh my god, I can't. John, you.
It was the weirdest freaking commercial for some laser tag game that for kids. It was just the weirdest freaking commercial, man. But it was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Sable looked hot as ever. All right, we're gonna skip that. So after this, we get the Undertaker. He's in the ring. He's talking to Vince McMahon, and Shawn Michaels comes out, and then Shawn Michaels said he's gonna be one step ahead of Undertaker, and for him just to show up because soon there's gonna be Bad Blood 1997, and we cover this, the Hell in a Cell match. Well, we covered this. Did we cover the whole show or the whole match? Just the match. Wrestling that made us. Wrestling that made us with Rose. But did we cover Bad Blood 97?
I think we did.
I think we did. You gotta check the archives. We've been doing too many shows, and I can't keep up. Y'all forgets.
So how can you, the fans?
Exactly. Bad Blood 1997. Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell, and everybody knows that is the debut of Abel
Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
There you go. All right, so after this, we get Sunny. She's coming out. She's gonna be your special ring announcer, and we get LOD of Hawk and Animal taking on Farouk and Kama. This is crazy just to think about LOD still here at this time in 1997. I'm curious how old these dudes were at this time in 97.
Probably in their 40s.
That's what I was thinking. But I look forward to. Go ahead.
Hawk died at like 60-something recently.
Hell no. Hawk? Was like you mean Animal?
Or Animal, yeah. He died at like.
Hawk fell off the damn Titantron.
That was sad, man. Yeah, Hawk died at like, what, 04 or 05-ish? Way too young, man.
I don't even think he hit 2000, to be honest with you.
No, he was there 2000, I believe.
No, their last match of the WWF was against. Actually, they had two of them. One was from the Vault on YouTube, and the other one was against RVD and Kane for the tag team titles. And they're going for the Doomsday device, and they figured out, wait a minute, all you had to do to avoid the Doomsday device was duck.
Yep.
But that was 2003, and I believe Hawk passed away the next year, 2004.
Nah, 2003 he passed away.
Ouch.
October 2003. Yep.
Oh,
that's
terrible.
Sad, man. Still too early to go.
Yeah. All right, so seeing Farouk, Ron Simmons, and the Godfather Khan Mustafa take the LOD, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a good ass fight. It's gonna be a fucking brawl. This is gonna be a Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner taking on the Barbarian and Meng. It was a physical fight. LOD is getting ready for the Doomsday device, but all of a sudden, D-Lo fucking Brown gets in the ring. He clocks Animal, and then the Nation just gets busy. Then after this, we see Ahmed Johnson with random duct tape across his hand, try to come help out LOD, but the numbers game, they took him out. John, what are your thoughts on this LOD and the Nation match? Right
well, I mean, I had the same anticipation you did. Big meaty men slapping meat, and they got to do that for a little bit. But hey, booking gets in the way, and you gotta take the job. Gotta take the L. At
this time, we already discussed the WCW Nitro show. Do you feel that WWE is on the same page as WCW, like with their finishes, like they're doing that crash booking shit. Like, okay,
Generally speaking,
like you don't need to have a finish.
yeah. I mean, that was the style. It's just putting matches together because the finish doesn't matter. Let's just have a big marquee match, and we don't want to job anyone out because people hate doing jobs, and that's, people gotta lose, but some people don't want to lose, and LOD notoriously don't do jobs, and maybe they want to keep Farouk and Kama strong, so let's just have a non-finish, or let's have interference, and then everyone's happy. You have to deal with a lot of personalities. If you got a big family and you want to go to have dinner, not everyone wants to go to the same restaurant, but you end up there anyway, and then we're out of the grilled cheese. What is the kid gonna eat? Well, they're just gonna sit there and have a Caesar salad.
Tendies.
Well, tendies. You're not gonna please everyone all the time. You just can't.
Nope.
All right. All right. So our next match is for the Intercontinental. It's for a tournament for the Intercontinental title, and we have Owen Hart, who's in the Hart Foundation, Abel, taking on Brian Pillman, who's in the Hart Foundation, with Marlena.
Oh man.
At this time, Owen Hart, he comes out personal security because he broke Stone Cold's neck, and Stone Cold is on a war path, and he want to take him out. So, he got to make sure he have NYPD with him, New York's finest with him. And Brian Pillman, he comes down to the ring with a sling, and he comes out with Marlena. Marlena is out here dressed as Tiffany from The Bride of Chucky, with the nose ring and all that leather and the blonde hair slicked back.
I remember this outfit, and I got dehydrated many times watching this episode.
Should have drank your Topanga, and you'd been good. Anyways,
Hey, I like those references.
Yes. Anyway, so Pillman.
I give him one hand.
Pillman gets on the mic. He says, while Dustin, referring to Goldust, was reading to Dakota the Three Little Pigs, Terry was squealing like a pig.
Mark clip.
Oh Lord, don't worry, it's gonna pop up. 1 hour and 16 minutes. He said the way that he broke
17.
his arm, he said that he slipped out the shower, and yeah, that's how he broke his arm.
Think quick.
And that he's gonna forfeit the match. So then we get that Sergeant Slaughter commissioner out there, and he said, "Where's your doctor's note?" Oh, it's in the car. Like, who authorized you? You able to fight? Oh, he just basically Pillman came up with every excuse. Next, Sergeant Slaughter said, "Think fast." He threw the microphone, and Pillman caught it with his hand.
Yep.
Then Sarge said, both of you guys are going to wrestle tonight. If you don't wrestle, none of y'all are going to wrestle for the WWF again.
Ooh.
So, all right. So, Pillman takes off the sling. And after this, we get a match between these guys. And you know what? I'd never seen this match before. I thought this was going to be how, like, Triple H and Shawn Michaels was going to be in Lowell when, they run in the ropes and all that stuff like that for the title and Triple H become European champion. I thought it was going to be like that. No, it wasn't like that. They had, drop down hip toss, headlocks, shit like that. Just all the welcome to the introduction of professional wrestling. Like, that's what it was. Like, those type of maneuvers right there. Then we go to a commercial break. You see Owen Hart pissed off holding Marlena's purse. I guess. John, was it Marlena or was it Pillman who hit Owen Hart with the purse?
That's a good point. I just want to instantly blame Marlena for doing something, and obviously Owen didn't like that, and they were just play wrestling, and this is when the match took a turn and was like, hey, I didn't like what your girl just did, so let's fight for real, and then it became nothing after that.
Yeah,
Jeez.
So they start fighting for real, and then while the match is getting pretty interesting, okay, you got two Hart Foundation members fighting. We see Goldust come down to the ring. He attacks Owen. He attacks Pillman. And then after this, Pillman and Marlena, they take off. And then Owen, I won the match. I won it. Yes, I'm on to the next round. Bret, I dedicate this to you. Then out of nowhere, Stone Cold Steve Austin, he lays it in and he gives him what JR used to call it, a mud hole stopping or ass whooping, whatever.
Stomping a mud hole.
Stomping a mud hole, yeah. Stone Cold, he laid it in. So after this is the first hour of Monday Night Raw right here. Vince McMahon came in the ring. Stop it! What are you doing? The doctor says you can't compete. You could end up paralyzed. These people don't want you to end up in a wheelchair. We care for you. I care for you. You have to work through the system. See? TNA reference, the system. Years later. Anyways, long story short, Austin said, what I do is what I do. And no one in this business can tell me that I am the best in the world. I respect the fact that you care for me, but you can kiss my ass. Long story short. Stunner, Vince convulsing on the ground. Then NYPD, they handcuff him. Vince is laying on the ground, holding his neck. And while he's handcuffed, tied behind his back, he's giving Vince the fucking bird. Like, that right there had Madison Square Garden go crazy.
Yep.
That shit was crazy right there. John, what's your thoughts on that?
They had MSG in stitches, Dom. Yeah, that was a very heartfelt promo. You really believed it. And, there's got to be a level of truth to what Stone Cold was saying at that moment. And, you'd think it'd be a bigger pop. And it was a big pop. They could have mic'd MSG better. Yeah, just an incredible moment. If you want to stack this incredible moment of this show against the incredible moment of the opposing Nitro, it'd be this one. Stone Cold beats Goldberg again. No, it was just
he ran scared because he had to retire.
Yeah, it was just a great moment in WWF history, a great moment in Raw history, and they've replayed it so many times, but it holds up. It absolutely holds up, and it just brought more to the Stone Cold character, who he was and what he was doing. And there's a time that Vince on camera was actually rooting for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
And they decided, you can't have the geeky old owner of the company saying, Stone Cold is cool, kids. So you had to have Stone Cold do something against old Vinnie Mac, and this was the culmination of that. I'm gonna stun the owner of the company. And while that would not directly lead to the creation of the Mr. McMahon character, who would overtake the ratings next year, that was really the Montreal Screwjob. But
yep.
the groundwork was laid in so many words, with this segment helping create and usher in the most profitable feud in WWF history: Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's just
I would
crazy.
Say the most profitable rivalry in all of pro wrestling history.
It's the best rivalry of all time. It's just crazy that we did not know at this time in 1997 that Vince McMahon was the owner. We did not know that. Nobody knew that shit.
There were obviously the dirt sheets and other people that knew that.
Yeah, but you have to buy that. You're the casual fan, or we were regular fans.
As a fan though, you could, it's kind of like how kids they know things without ever being told. They know, and it's especially my kids that I don't have. They know things without being told. It's like, how did you figure that out? And it's it's not that hard. So back then, even if you did not know Vince McMahon was the owner of the World Wrestling Federation, you knew he was someone important. He was more than just an announcer. You knew that somehow. And did I know he's the owner? I probably did, but it just didn't really make that connection for me, So to have this done, yeah, I'll say it was still a surprising moment, a fun moment for fans of all backgrounds, whether you're a smart mark or a casual fan. It was something to pop for either way.
I agree.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they would
All
replay
right.
this shit to every segment that they could after this for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
All right, so we about to get in the second half of Monday Night Raw, which is War Zone, and they show in memory to Dick the Bulldog Brower. John, who's the Dick?
He's dead.
Is buried.
Need some.
He don't live no more.
All right,
He didn't make it. He didn't make it.
So nobody is familiar with Dick the Bulldog Brower. So all right, so our next
Got this fungus on my toe.
our next topic, we see Jerry the King Lawler and good old JR, and they're saying Stone Cold should be fired. And
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
one I screenshot to you guys.
yeah, cause you text me about Ron this year. Cause while they're talking, I'm like, God damn! I'm like, who the hell is that behind the king right there? Cause somebody was cold. Somebody was real cold at the time.
It gets cold in Madison Square Garden, apparently.
Tiggle
does.
AC
City.
is working good.
So after this, we see the King interview Ron this year. John, who's Ron this year?
She was some softcore porn actor. Okay. I don't know who she really was, but she was a large chested woman that hosted segments of movies on USA Network. It's called Rhonda Shear's Up All Night. And if you're watching one of those terrible C-level movies, a part of you perhaps, was also up all night with her.
That's when that Diddy baby oil come in handy. Alrighty then.
Ah, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
All right, so our next match, we have Triple H with China taking on Dude Love.
Ooh,
So we
yeah,
see
this-
Triple H inside the ring with China, and he's standing there. Next thing we see Dude Love on the Titantron talking about falls count anywhere matches don't work for me, Leia. Then we see Mankind talk about, they know something that, they know somebody that's a little darker than both of them that could take out Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And then we see Cactus Jack appear on the screen. It's crazy. After knowing Vince getting stunned and Cactus Jack appearing on the show right here, I didn't know this was all on the same show. So I was hyped. I was hyped from the Austin segment. I was hyped to this right here. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is
Just
a good
hearing
ass
that,
show right here.
I have to go back and watch this now.
You know the promo, seeing all three Foley characters on the screen right there. So
I thought it was a different night, though. I didn't think it was all.
I didn't think it was the same thing either. I did not know, John. This is a good call right here. Good choice right here.
Strap facts with the ace.
Yes. I provide, and John chooses, and Platino chooses.
And I keep choosing bad.
So you guys get the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't think we have any ugly shows yet.
Dom gets them all.
Damn well we got ugly. We've gone ugly.
Yeah, ECW December Dismember.
Yeah. That gave us the ugly.
Oh Lord, but not John. This is a good choice of a show right here. And yes, all right. Back to the match, or back to the segment. We see Cactus Jack. He comes out. They play the Cactus Jack music, and Triple H, when he sees Cactus Jack's face or him appearing on the Titantron, all you hear is who's it? Michael Cole, or not Michael Cole? Jim Ross said, "Oh, I thought he was dead."
Oh God!
Ain't no way you ain't killing Cactus Jack.
Or
Jack
Hawk.
Was it Jim Ross or the King?
I think it was JR. I want to say.
Jared wouldn't say that.
I feel like that's King saying
It
that.
sounds
There's
like
no
King.
way.
I don't know, but I really want to say it, JR. I don't know.
I just one moment here. Like, so after the Fall Brawl incident, Tony Schiavone walked off Monday Nitro. Because he was so devastated that Ric Flair got turned and got his head smashed in the cage, and he just couldn't. He wanted to be a professional, but he had to walk off the set, and he couldn't do his duties as lead announcer of Monday Nitro. And that was either the Nitro after Fall Brawl or the next week, because the one we reviewed tonight was week 3, right? From that.
2 weeks later. 2 weeks
Yeah,
later.
2 weeks later. Yep.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was the night after Fall Brawl. So Jim Ross, after Vince McMahon got stunned, JR throws a little shade at Tony Schiavone, which is funny because they'd be working together in AEW later. JR's like, just because the boss got stunned don't mean boo-hoo. I want to go take my bag and go home. It was so funny. Unless you caught it, unless you're like, oh, they're just doing a wrap up. They're just talking. JR said that, and I caught it, and I was like, oh, they used to do those little digs back then. That's the same as saying Mick Foley. That's gonna put butts in seats, or the guy that they would do those little things. JR did that, and I thought that was hilarious. Boo-hoo, I ain't going anywhere. I ain't gonna pack up my bags and go home. But I had to throw that in there before we wrapped up this episode.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
I love that stuff too, man.
That's funny. All right.
The NWO and DX used to do that too. They shout out each other from different shows, like "What up, Big Kev? What up, Scotty?" Like, "What up, Trips? What up, Shawn?" Like, what? You never caught it, like if you wasn't paying attention.
Yes.
All
right, so
that's funny.
We get a Falls Count Anywhere match between Cactus Jack and Triple H, and Cactus Jack comes out to the ring and he hits Triple H with a garbage can. He dumps the garbage out on top of Triple H. He slams him on the concrete. Then at some point during this match that Chyna's going to get involved, and she's messing Mick Foley up, close him through over the barricade. And this is a hardcore match right here, and it was real entertaining. Chyna doing everything to help Triple H out, takes the chair. She hits Mankind or Cactus Jack. Cactus look at her. He takes the chair. Triple H pushes Cactus Jack right into Chyna, right into the ring, to the stairs. Chyna's laid out. These dudes banging through the aisleway to the top of the stage. They bring back an old school table, which would look like just some damn wooden table. They got a table. Cactus low blows Triple H, hit him with that pile driver that I love when he grabs him by the drawers and just grab him down just like that. 1, 2, 3. It was ugly ass pin. Cactus got the win. It was a fun match. The fans are chanting for ECW, and yeah.
I gotta say this before the show's over too. I think Mick Foley was probably one of the MVPs of this era too, man.
Of course.
He was always in the mix with everybody. Austin, Shawn, Taker. I wish he never got a chance with Bret because Bret was gone, unfortunately. But man, talking about MVPs and guys that elevated other guys in that era, if Mick Foley's not one of your top guys of this era, you're missing out. You got to go back and watch a lot of his stuff. He really elevated everybody he worked with. So we may not like him up to that level like Stone Cold or Triple H or Rock, but if anybody's gonna be like a wrestler to watch for this Attitude Era, I'd recommend Mick Foley. It's not like he had the most technical matches, but when he put on a show, he put on a show.
I have to say the Mount Rushmore of 1997 in WWF. Stone Cold.
Yes.
The Undertaker.
I agree.
Mankind. Or Mick Foley, excuse me.
Yep.
And Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I have to say. Them four dudes, they held it down with a great surrounding cast.
Yep. And when you surrounding cast like The Rock,
Triple H, Bret Hart.
Owen, unfortunately, he didn't get to the level he should have, but
he did. Broke Austin's neck.
Stupid. No.
John, would you agree? Would you say them four dudes held down 1997 for WWF?
Can you say him again?
Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and Mick Foley.
I was trying to think of. I was gonna do exactly what we're doing right now. But I would take Mick Foley out and replace it with Bret Hart. Bret Hart was 1997 WWF, like without a doubt. It's Bret and Stone Cold first. Yeah. You can put Shawn Michaels in there because he was a revolving thread throughout the year, and and they have the fourth. Did I say Undertaker yet? Undertaker, he was the champion for the middle portion of the year. So he was there up until the end. Because he had that feud with Kane burning up. So Mick Foley in 1997, he had a big transformation, but you could say it was a transforming year for him and Triple H. Because that's when Triple H was transforming from whoever he was to who he would become, beyond the DX leader and so forth. So I'd put him in a different Rushmore than the primary one. So the first one was, Undertaker, Bret, Stone Cold, and Shawn. The second Rushmore would be, Foley, Triple H. I don't know. You can put Owen.
As we record right now, I'm going on the It Doesn't Matter podcast Facebook page. I'm asking the fans who was the Mount Rushmore of WWF in 1997, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
DM him.
No, put it in the comments.
No, when you do put Bret in there, I agree because of that great match in.
I put him first. Like there is no 1997 WWF without him. Like
I agree, but I don't know.
It's him and Stone Cold.
Did
1 and 2.
Just don't get shit ended. I was
by then. WrestleMania 13 was already here. 97.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I might have to put him in there.
Excuse me.
I just feel like his run as champion at the last run, it just.
Oh yeah, it was shit.
It was. That's why it's hard for me to put him in that Mount Rushmore, but that's not his fault. I mean, he still made bad booking look good.
All right, well,
it's tough.
We're gonna say, it's plenty of guys. Everybody had a role in that. Yes, Bret, he led in 1997, and
But there's 3 guys you can't take off, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Austin, Taker, and unfortunately Shawn. You jerk.
That's it. All right, so back to the show. We see another video package of Stone Cold stunning Vince, and this is the first time I believe they acknowledge that Vince is the owner.
Yeah, I think this is the first time they actually on TV acknowledge he was the owner of the WWF.
He was just a philanthropist before, just an innocent owner who did nothing wrong ever.
I'm just losing money, Poor man.
Well, he had that big trial in 1994. He's like, who's the owner of the company? Vincent McMahon.
Well, see, I
don't know. A neck brace.
You're a few years older than us. We didn't think about that. Like we knew about the.
Hey, I didn't watch it during that time either, so I don't know. I'm not aware.
I didn't even know about the steroid trials. I wasn't watching the news for that.
Yeah. I mean, things I've learned or picked up is, one of them was an old high school friend. His name was Dave Chase or Dave Antoniak, whatever name he wanted to go by on any given day. Here's a funny story. He used to work at the mall, the Crystal Mall, that is, back when it was something. And it was me and Ulysses. We were just hanging out at the mall, and Dave Chase was working there at the mall. And I don't know how he's like, John, it's like, I got to go back to the store, but can you get me a drink? I'm really thirsty or something. So me and Ulysses were walking around. We find this random cup. And it's mostly full. So we're like, we should bring this to him. Say we bought it. So we bring it to him. Slops it out. Oh, man, thanks, guys. I'm so thirsty. We're like, yeah, no problem, man. We and Ulysses walk away. We're cracking our ass off. Laughing so hard. Anyway, not funny to anyone else. But what the hell were we talking about? But yeah, Dave Chase, he gave me a lot of WWF magazines from 93, 94, 95. So he gave me a lot of those magazines, which I actually read back then. I just read all of that stuff. The one with Luger and Michael Jordan on the cover, Bob Backlund on the cover, Jerry Lawler on the cover. So I read all those magazines, and they didn't give you like the steroid trial history, but they'd give you some background. The Doink, the Clown, and Bam Bam Bigelow were very popular at those times. Who's this Ludwig Borga guy? It's like, I don't remember him. And there's so many articles about shady dealings with WWF president Jack Tunney, and they're like, what is Jack Tunney doing He's wearing dark sunglasses. He's in an overcoat. He's handing an envelope of money to Ted DiBiase. Jack Tunney's on the take. The $1 Million Man is trying to bribe him. And then Jack Tunney, in the next month's issue of the magazine, says, there's nothing. Ted DiBiase was giving me money for fines he owed for breaking rules at some house shows. I was wearing dark sunglasses because I had a cold. And that's why I wore the thick jacket. It's like, these storylines did not make it to TV. They were just for the WWF magazine, So that's where I learned my history from, the magazines and reading back, on a different level. I just watched this Netflix series called World War II in Color. Why? Because, I don't know anything about World War II. Not really. Should you? It's an American thing. It happened. It was a big deal, and I watched it and I learned some things,
I'm a big history buff too. I like learning about stuff like that I wasn't around for, but you go back and you watch, you're like, oh, that was interesting. Oh, I didn't know about that. I mean, how many storylines do you think were lost because they went to the magazine that they could have used on TV?
I mean, the magazine, that's where Vince Russo got his, his imagination, if you will. Like, what's the phrase? Like all writers read, but not all readers write. So I used to write a lot. I don't read a lot. I write a lot, but I don't read a lot. It's like, well, if you read your own stuff, that still counts. So I'd read my own stuff a lot, sure.
I wasn't the biggest reader though. I was one of those guys that I looking for the pictures. That's what was my biggest thing. I probably
biggest thing. That was the homework for government class. Just give me the headlines. So we just read literally the headlines of whatever news article there was and hand them in.
I remember that.
Mr. Talmadge, thank you very much.
What's in the local news? Man, I'm not watching the day paper.
We want national news, baby. And that's why Dom is number one in my book for best guy ever.
Goddamn right. All right, so after this, we see Shawn Michaels. He come out to the ring with a microphone and a chair in his hand. And then the King says, my God, he has an ego that never goes on vacation because, basically got a permanent ego trip right there. Mm-hmm. And then he gets in the ring. He's calling out the dead man. And while he's talking, Shawn Michaels said, or somebody screamed out, Shawn Michaels, you're gay. He said, if I'm gay, go ask your mother. Oh my goodness.
Your mother taught me how.
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah, that was
What? Like, what is wrong with you?
Lord. That's how it was. Well, that's what Kurt Angle said. You suck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Ask your mom if she thinks I'm gay. She does.
Yes. All right.
You suck, Kurt.
Yeah.
Your mother showed me how. No.
I wonder if they wrote that line or if he just
improv, man.
Improv.
He had to have.
Your mother.
I'm a man.
What?
No. You see how it makes sense to him? Like you just say it and you're like, shit.
Yep. And you're a little boy. And I love to play with little boy. Wait, no.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm a man.
Dummy. Yeah.
And I have baby oil everywhere.
Goddamn Diddy. All right. So Undertaker, he comes out to the ring. And when Undertaker usually comes to the ring, he's taking his sweet time. The gong goes off. Nah, he's power walking to the ring. And Triple H comes from behind and he just clocks him. And Rick Rude and China comes out and they attack Undertaker. And then you see Shawn. He's like, you can see him in the corner. You really don't see it. And he grabs a chair from a fan, like some African American lady. And then you see the fan getting pissed off. And he's telling her, suck it, suck it, suck it. And then Triple H getting the lady's face. And then, yeah. And they just beat the shit out of Undertaker. And then Taker gets pissed off, gets up, and he grabs the chair. And then these dudes just run to the back. John, what do you think about that segment?
No, the show was at a certain pace. I mean, it was a very big angle, especially considering the fact that, it was leading to something because wait a minute, hold on. This is the final segment?
No, because you still have the main event match.
I was about to okay, so I'm jumping ahead, so never mind. I have nothing to say right now.
All right. So our main event match, we have the World Heavyweight Champion Bret the Hitman Hart taking on Goldust. Bret gets in the ring. He gets on the microphone. He said he don't give a crap on who wins the cage match between Shawn and Undertaker at Bad Blood. That Undertaker, that I've never been afraid of you, and Shawn Michaels, you're gonna get what's deserved to you, especially after what you did to the British Bulldog.
Yeah, man. Like this, time wise, I thought the one night only was in October. It's like no, it just happened the week before this in September. Shit.
I still never seen that show. ECW, WWF.
Neither have I. I mean, there's nothing stopping us, but I haven't seen it either, and it was just a terrible. Why would you? It's kind of like you don't want to. It's like it's just a terrible show. I mean, honestly, of what happened. You know, Shawn in real life using his booking authority and just listen. The British Bulldog did lots of drugs, okay, and that's all on him. But it doesn't help that you have these. Even though wrestling's not real, it's real to some people. Damn it. And this is not one of them happy moments in wrestling. You know, Wembley Stadium 92, happy moment in wrestling. Kofi Mania, happy moment. Yeselmania, but not this. Not Davey Boy promising his cancer hospice, ready sister. I'm going to promise that I'm going to win this match for you. And he fucking loses it and loses the title in his home country. Drew McIntyre? Come on, man. That's sad.
Yep.
And Bulldog would legit be injured till the end of his WWF run here. He'd go to WCW, have a terrible run there, look like the purple people eater at times. Like his body was just suffocating itself. And God bless him. He lived for another 5 years and we had ups and downs. But man, the British Bulldog is just a sad story. But anyway.
They fucked him.
Yeah.
They really did.
All right, so this main event match between Bret Hart and Goldust.
Oh yeah,
Bret was getting busy this match. He worked on Goldust's legs so many times in the match pause, and had him in
watching this match as a kid too.
It was a good ass match. I'm not gonna lie. Watching this match made me want to get the N64 hooked up and play Warzone.
Ooh, was Warzone on 64?
What did I just say, Abel?
I felt like it wasn't. I thought it was like a PlayStation exclusive.
No,
was that
I didn't have PlayStation, the OG PS. I didn't have that.
Dom's number one system.
It is N64 number one system. I think.
At that time?
No, in general.
Yeah, maybe for us as kids.
I just remember the Bret Hart promo he cut. It just seemed very out of place because he was still like the heel at the time, but you can see he was like under pressure, from backstage sources. He was a WWF champion, but no one gave a crap that he was a WWF champion. He was in a main event match, and it's like against Goldust. Like Goldust was in a program with Brian Pillman, and they had the whole summer where they're on opposing sides. So you can see how this was a worthy main event for a Madison Square Garden crowd, but. They didn't even, it just wasn't a marquee enough match to be the main event. It was just a stopgap because they both had separate programs with each other. And I remember
Goldust was the Intercontinental champion as well, right? Sorry to interrupt.
No, he was not.
There was no champion at the time. That's why they had the tournament.
But I distinctly remember back when Goldust first debuted, he was undefeated. And the first person that beat him with the undefeated streak was Bret Hart with the sharpshooter on Monday Night Raw. And here they are again.
I remember then. Yep.
Two old pros, 2 seasons, second generation guys. They knew what the hell to do. They knew how to wrestle. Damn right they did. So yeah, it was a solid match, well executed. But man, it lacked the heat, man. It just lacked the heat, and it was all building toward the shenanigans after the match.
Yes. Yes. All right, so basically the finish of the match is we see Shawn Michaels. He's coming back down to the entrance. We get a lot of Shawn Michaels this damn show. It's like NWO. Shawn Michaels is the NWO.
That's right.
Oh.
You saw Bret Hart once, and you saw Shawn Michaels how many times? Who's the WWF champion?
CM Punk and John Cena.
That's right.
You can have the title. Still not the main event.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So basically, before the match, Bret Hart said that whoever wins this cage match, I'm fighting you.
Okay,
oh shit,
we know that.
We
New York City, you know it.
All right. Oh, maybe he might find Undertaker. Nope. You kept seeing Shawn Michaels, the European champion at the time, keep coming out. Pause. And yeah, that's what happened. So Shawn's taunting everybody, taunting the crowd, and then somebody, I don't know if you've seen it, John, somebody threw a soda at his head, and I was laughing when that shit happened. Just like that.
Never mind.
All right, but long story short, Bret Hart, he wins the match with a sharpshooter, and then Shawn comes down to the ring. He attacks Bret. Then we see Bret, and then DX comes out. They whooping on Shawn. Then the injured Bulldog, he comes in hobbling in. The Hart Foundation comes in. And then we get DX with China, Rick Rude, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. They going out. You got the Hart Foundation and DX going at it right now. Then Undertaker comes out sprinting to the ring. Choke slams Bret. Choke slams Shawn simultaneously. Boom. That's how you close the show. That's how you end the show.
It's probably the right move, too, in my opinion.
And on the other channel, you see the NWO beating up Jeff Jarrett. And you see the Giants running down to the ring. And the NWO just leaves.
Yep.
Wow.
Great job. We're running out of time. We gotta go. Okay.
Wow.
So there goes your dark match.
So Platino, from you hearing me and John's take on Monday Nitro, you got Nitro, or do you have? Monday Night Raw. Do you have Nitro, or do you have Raw winning that night?
Shoot, I got WCW losing.
There you go, John. What do you think? Raw for the win?
Yes. You don't want to belabor the point or speak for us, but I think it's a very obvious win here for the World Wrestling Federation in this episode on Monday Night Raw.
It was just like Shohei Ohtani the other night, 6 for 6, 3 home runs right there, and stealing bases everywhere.
Man, breaking records everywhere. Yes, so to our fans out there, this Raw show definitely matters. Go back to September 22nd in 1997. This is our childhood right here. Had a little bit of everything. You see the top, you see all the top guys. You see our Mount Rushmore of 1997 right here. And yes, if you want to go watch WCW, go check out my man Bill Goldberg's debut. And
highly recommend it.
I don't know, Silver King and Rey Mysterio. I don't know. I
haven't seen a bad Rey Mysterio match on WCW yet. I'd have to watch a bunch of more, but never fails.
Yes.
We'll be reviewing a match with him versus Dean Malenko, his debut match. So we'll be talking about that in another show.
Yes. So Nitro, it doesn't matter. Monday Night Raw, it does matter, because if Austin didn't stop McMahon, we don't know how far this would have gotten. Everybody has a story.
I agree.
This episode of the It Doesn't Matter podcast is sponsored by Diddy's Baby Oil.
No, the hell it doesn't. I ain't getting rated. Crazy?
Anybody going to your hot ass attic?
Nah, it's actually cool now. Summer is over. I can wear pants now.
What, you naked the whole time?
You don't know that.
All right.
It's an upper body business, brother.
There you go, brother. There you go. All right. So our final show for the month of September is going to be another head-to-head between WCW Nitro and WWF Raw.
Oh, we suck again.
This is Platino's choice. Platino chose Raw this time, so he's going to be covering Raw. We're going to talk about September 9th?
Yes.
Yeah, September 20. Hold on. I gotta double check. Let me check my notes real quick. 1 second.
God damn it.
The
God
27th.
damn it.
September
Dom,
27th.
You egg sucking
Of
dog.
1999.
While Dom's looking up his notes, shout out once again to Mike from Boom Broadcasting Network. We'll have you on again soon sometime.
We can't wait. My horse is sick, no.
Yes.
So
All
what
right.
you guys got?
So we're gonna cover the Raw size of September 27th of 1999, and this episode is all about The Rock. This is your life, Rock. If everybody remembers that segment, they went long in this whole segment right here. Mankind wanted to please The Rock. He brought out his old school girlfriend from high school. He brought out his old home ec teacher that The Rock wanted to make pie with. He brought the whole gym coach. He brought out York the Clown. We see the debut of York the Clown right here.
Yep.
So
And all
that's
that
gonna
for saying-
happen on the Raw side.
I appreciate this, Mick, but my birthday was in May. You idiot.
Dumbass. Yep. Yes.
Oh, that
And-
was so great.
And John's going to cover the WCW side. I'm not familiar with the WCW side because once Goldberg's streak ended after he got tased, I was done. I didn't care about WCW. So I'm looking at the card right now. So, John, me and you, we are going to discuss Chris Benoit going against Ernest Miller, the Cat. We're going to discuss Buff Bagwell, who's going to be on the show soon, taking on Vampiro.
Ooh.
What
Maybe.
do you mean, ooh, what? Ooh, what? That's not a
Vampiro was that. I was just fucking with you.
All right, we're gonna discuss Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on Dean Malenko. Not the match Abel talking about, but yes, this should be
Another
good one.
good one.
Hopefully, it's a good one. We're gonna see.
I've never seen a bad one with them two.
What the hell is going on here? We're gonna see Goldberg taking on Hugh Morris again.
Oh god. Oh yeah, they're restarting the streak again. I forgot.
Oh my lord!
The second streak, I forgot.
Berlin, formerly known as Alex Wright, taking on Evan Courageous.
Disco Inferno.
Disco feed.
I'm about to say, am I reading the wrong notes?
Nope.
Evan Courageous. Okay.
Harlem Heat taking on Barry and Kendall Windham.
Well, one got locked up.
For the right to drink at the water fountain.
Yep.
Wow. Rick Steiner taking on Van Hammer.
Oh my god, he dropped that.
Okay.
Conan taking on Perry Saturn.
Waiting for them dying for this main event here.
Jeez. Yeah, what is the main event? Hogan dying? I mean, no.
Billy Kidman taking on Psychosis.
What a terrible main event.
No,
jeez.
that's not the main event. That's not the main
I
event.
know.
The main event is Bret Hart and Ric Flair taking on Sting and Lex Luger and Diamond Dallas Page in a handicap match.
Ouch. Okay.
What?
Huh?
This is a 3-hour Nitro, isn't it?
It has to be. It has
Oh
to
my.
be. Oh
So
my
much
God.
filler. All right.
Oh, jeez.
I'm looking at that Kidman and Psychosis match. It says there was a stipulation. If Kidman will lose, he would have his hair cut off. If Psychosis will lose,
Lose the mask.
he lose the mask. Well, obviously he didn't lose the mask, so we know Kidman got a haircut.
Who?
Kidman
Psychosis
didn't.
lost. No, Psychosis lost the mask.
in WCW.
Yep.
I thought the first time he lost the mask was in ECW, One Night Stand.
No. Nope.
I guess we'll find out next week, right here on the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
Yes.
I agree.
And guys, I want to hear y'all Mount Rushmores for WWF in 1997. Put it on the DMs. Put it on Spotify, Apple. Just hit us up. We want to know.
And don't DM us.
Don't see me walking by the casino where I work and message Dom that, hey, I seen your homeboy at the casino. And I'm like, Dom's like, what are you doing at the casino? I'm like, I work there.
Working.
Like, are you
Exactly.
working? Are you working today?
Every
Working
day.
You didn't work today.
24/7, 365.
Woo!
Oldest guy. Biggest money. Woo!
God.
We about to hit 2 hours, fellas. Abel, close us out.
I don't have a closeout because we got knocked the fuck out. Just like Jake Paul's gonna be when he go against Mike Tyson.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, well then, I'm Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here at Poppy Platino. I am here with Strap Facts, and we will see you next week with another head-to-head.
And we will win this time.
Who, WCW?
No.
Okay.
The fans.
Me.
Boom.